Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I did a thing. I watched Squid Game. And this is from writer-director Hwang Dong-hyuk, and is a new series on Netflix that... It's interesting because earlier this year, I got really impressed by a series called Alice in Borderlands, and that didn't quite blow up. And, that was something that, I would recommend to people. I hope that they would check it out. Then you have something, kind of in the same vein here of this dangerous and deadly game that a bunch of people are being pawns in. And this idea is these 400 plus people who are being taken advantage of, who are not high class people, and they're part of lower classes, and they're in debt, and they desperately need money, and a bunch of rich people are like, hey, you could potentially win some money. Want to put your life on the line? And this sick game that they wind up getting put through for these 6 different games. There's, $45 billion worth of potentially winning here, playing a bunch of kids' games, but deadly versions of kids' games. This first episode was very interesting because it sets us up. Because you have this character at the center here who is divorced and wants to connect with his daughter, and is a lot of money in the hole, and is a desperate gambler, and he gets, roped into this, and then they play red light, green light, and that's where, the big girl statue is, and, now I get all these memes. That's probably one of the biggest things about watching the show, right? So you can get the memes on the internet. Not for the actual thrill of watching this extremely intense and emotional 9-episode first season of Squid Game. But, you have this game, and it's just, how they slowly pulled back the veil on, this is a deadly thing, and, that first person that gets shot, and you're just things are getting real. And they progressively come up with new games that are deadly and really challenge humanity. And that's such an interesting thing that this show does, is it takes a hard look at humans and what humans will do for their own self-preservation. And you have this main character, you have his old childhood friend, you have this intense young woman who's trying to do this. You have this piece of crap dude who is a big bully, and you have this older man, the guy with the 2 buttons, the red and the green. Do you vote to continue to make this going? That's probably one of the biggest memes that I've seen popping up everywhere. And that's the interesting thing about pop culture now, is if something's really popular, there's going to be memes. And this is the biggest show on Netflix ever. And I'm not surprised, because this is something where it's there's a lot of tension and suspense and thrills and action, so it's exciting in that way. It's also very emotional because you connect with these characters, you get to know these characters, you see them put into horrible, tense, and challenging situations, so you see every aspect of them. And the actors are doing such a great job of showing those different layers. And you see how they evolve throughout this. Do they stay the same person? Do they stay true to themselves? Or does it turn them dark and force them to do things that they probably aren't very proud of? And as everybody is whittling down through this, you also get this bigger arching idea of all the people actually working in this. And you have one particular person infiltrating it, trying to figure out what's going on, and you see this bigger commentary on classism, of the rich and their interactions with the poor and how they manipulate and utilize them. Obviously, this is to the extremes, but it's still representative of that same idea, that disconnect amongst people. And the series is intense, and there's definitely some heavy emotional moments. There's some shocking twists and turns along the way. And, this is definitely not the most unique idea at this point. You've seen things like this, literally Alice in Borderlands is a pretty similar idea. You've seen Hunger Games and Battle Royale and all those different kinds of things really take that challenge of heavy authoritarian oppression on lower class people and making them do violent things to each other for either enjoyment, and just one of the sickest moments. I think the biggest impact for me in this series was the glass challenge, and then how all these like disgusting rich people just watched them through it and were just enjoying it so much. And like I felt like that was probably the most impactful thing, and it also showed some of the darkest darkest places people will go to do what they need to do to survive. And I think that was probably the most challenging thing in this series. And it's such a crazy world that you get engrossed in. You just want to see more. And I'm down for more. Bring on Squid Game Season 2. So I highly recommend this. This is an intriguing and intense and thought-provoking and deep show, all rolled into this crazy, like pulpy kind of experience that obviously society can experience together and meme the hell out of it. So go check this out on Netflix. But those are my thoughts on Squid Game. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.